The existence of the most skilled and gifted football players has been under threat for a while now and is now becoming a reality. For those of us who grew up watching football in the 90s and early 2000s, these were the players that ushered us into the beautiful game. What does this mean for football's future? Are we witnessing the death of creativity in the game? Football's always been about magic, those moments of brilliance that make you jump out of your seat. From the streets to the grandest stadiums, it's been a showcase for flair and imagination. But lately, something feels off. The players who wow us with their skills, the dribblers, the showmen, are disappearing. Football today feels colder, more robotic, driven by systems and stats. Has the game lost its soul? Is flair being sacrificed in the name of efficiency? If we're not careful, the football we know and love might be at risk of becoming unrecognizable. If the trend continues, what's next for football? Will the sport become predictable, dominated by systems where no one dares to take risks? It's not just a game, it's a cultural phenomenon, a sport that unites billions. But without the entertainers, football risks losing what makes it beautiful. For fans, it's not just about who wins or loses. It's about the moments that stick in your memory. The Cruyff turn, Maradona's dribble against England, Ronaldinho's no-look pass. If football becomes just about tactics, are we losing its magic? The debate isn't just about style versus tactics. It's about football's identity. Can the magic survive in a world that values control over creativity? Football's history is full of players who lit up the pitch with their skill and imagination. Brazil is the heart of this tradition. Think of Pelé and the iconic 1970 team, players who made football look effortless, like art in motion. And then there's Ronaldinho. He didn't just play football, he made it fun. Tricks, flicks, and no-look passes were part of his language on the pitch. It wasn't just about winning, it was about joy. His influence inspired countless players, none more than Neymar. Neymar in his prime was the perfect heir to Ronaldinho's throne. A mix of audacity and finesse, he had the ability to pull off the impossible. His dribbles, his tricks, they were a reminder of what football could be. Even Ronaldinho himself said Neymar was his successor. Then there's Zinedine Zidane, a different kind of magician. He didn't need flashy moves. His elegance and control were enough to mesmerize fans. Players like Eden Hazard grew up idolizing Zidane, trying to bring that same effortless brilliance to their game. Hazard, at his best, was untouchable, a player who could glide past defenders as if they weren't there. But look around now. Where are the Ronaldinhos, the Zidanes, the Hazards? We also can't ignore the street footballers. Players like Adel Taarabt, who weren't as successful as others, but still brought a spark of magic to the game. Taarabt, with his flair and unpredictability, was a joy to watch, even if his career didn't reach its full potential. All these players brought something special to football: joy, excitement, unpredictability. But it feels like their kind is disappearing. Modern football has evolved, but not everyone loves where it's going. Managers like Pep Guardiola have taken tactical systems to new heights. His Manchester City team is a masterclass in control and efficiency. Every player knows their role, every pass has a purpose. But there's a trade-off. Players lose the freedom to express themselves. Jack Grealish is a prime example. At Aston Villa, he was electric, taking on defenders, creating magic out of nothing. At City, he's a cog in a machine, forced to prioritize the system over his natural style. And it's not just the top level. Young players are being trained to fit systems, not to express themselves. They're drilled on positioning, on playing it safe. The result? A generation of players who are effective but lack the spark that makes football exciting. Defenders have also evolved. They're no longer just there to stop attacks. They're part of the tactical plan, starting build-ups and shutting down flair players before they can shine. Creativity faces tougher challenges than ever. The modern focus on numbers, goals, assists, pass completion only adds to this. It's all about results. Managers are under pressure to win, and they're turning to strategies that prioritize efficiency over entertainment. But does winning always have to come at the cost of creativity? Flair players today don't just have to entertain, they have to deliver. Goals and assists are king. If you're not producing numbers, you're seen as liability. Take Mohamed Salah. He's one of the best in the world, but his game is about efficiency. He scores, he assists, but you won't see him pulling off rainbow flicks or juggling past 3 defenders. Bukayo Saka is another example. Effective, versatile, and productive. There's no denying these players are brilliant, but they reflect a shift in priorities. Football's focus has moved away from the entertainers and toward the producers. It's about what you can deliver, not how you do it. Even Neymar, once the poster boy for flair, has faced criticism for not being efficient enough. Players like him are under constant scrutiny to justify their style of play. It's no longer enough to be dazzling. You have to be deadly. It's not all bad news. Some teams and managers still believe in flair. Real Madrid's Carlo Ancelotti gives players like Vinicius Jr. the freedom to shine. Vinicius combined creativity with end product, showing that you don't have to choose between flair and effectiveness. Napoli's Kvicha Kvaratskhelia is another beacon of hope. Nicknamed Kvaradona, his dribbling and unpredictability light up games. Even in Guardiola's rigid system, players like Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva find ways to express themselves. These examples prove that flair isn't dead, it's adapting. So, where does football go from here? Can we find a balance between tactical discipline and individual brilliance? The answer likely lies in a hybrid approach. Coaches will need to let players take risks within structured systems. Flair isn't just about showboating, it's about daring to do the unexpected. It's what makes football exciting. If managers can embrace that, the game's soul can survive. Football is at a crossroads. The rise of tactics doesn't have to mean the death of creativity, but it's up to players, coaches, and fans to make sure the magic isn't lost in the pursuit of control. Flair players are more than entertainers, they're the heartbeat of football. Without them, the game risks losing its magic. The challenge for the future is to protect that magic while embracing the evolution of the sport. Football isn't just about winning, it's about moments that take your breath away. And as long as those moments exist, the beautiful game will never truly lose its soul.